Okay.
One and all, as we celebrate the magic of women cinema at our Film Coven. We're your hosts, Kelli Mehan
and Melissa Woody, and today we are going to be discussing My Best Friend's Wedding and Ingrid Goes West as a part of our Mania love style, which the Mania love style is, out of all the love styles, this one's not good in regards to the different love styles we've gone through so far. This is like obsessive love, that stalker level of love, all-consuming obsession of somebody else. And what's funny is, even though these movies are very different, I actually found a lot of similarities between them, which it's been so fun like doing this series. We've discovered that almost every episode, even though like we're picking like maybe tonally different movies or like just the core story is different. We're finding a lot of similarities between the two, which has been fun. But why did you pick My Best Friend's Wedding today?
This is the spicy episode of the love. Like, this is hard. And it's doubly hard. I don't know about you, babe. Like, I'm watching these ones and I'm trying to think about it. Like, I am not a qualified psychologist or psychiatrist. Like, I am not a qualified mental health professional. So when I'm looking at things, I'm just trying to think really what is the sort of love style of Mania, less of what like from a DSM sort of viewpoint, but just like how would that style of love start manifesting? And I picked, which is probably a bit telling for me, one of my all-time most favorite movies. My Best Friend's Wedding. What I really like about these two choices is I've come in with something where it's a romantic love that's manifested maybe a bit differently, and then you've come in with Ingrid Goes West, which isn't a romantic love, so to speak, unless you've got some other viewpoint read on it that I don't.
No.
Just like how that's manifested from that point of view. And I guess like the first movie I sort of thought of was Fatal Attraction. I think that probably summarizes everything quite strongly, but I've never seen it and probably never will see it.
That's probably why we can pick it today. Because I agree. Like, we're looking through like the different love styles. I was like, Fatal Attraction, like when I saw this topic, but I'm like, but I haven't seen it.
No. I know there's like a rabbit thing and I just can't handle that. Like, so no. So when I had to get to thinking, like, this one is one of the last ones I filled, and like I think it was because we were getting ready for a rom-com episode, and I went, that bitch is crazy. No, it is a good way of that obsessiveness, and I think one of the key landmarks of it is hurting others to get what you want, or not realizing the effect you're having on other people, and possibly even hurting the object of your desire with your love. So I've definitely thought of Julia Roberts. Oh, she goes to some lengths. But I was watching this time and I went, actually, it sort of fits the Cameron Diaz-Kimmy character a little bit too. And I'll get into it as we go. But she shows like maybe not as full-blown tilt Mania as Jules, but she's like on the scale. She's on the scale. Yeah. How come you picked Ingrid Goes West?
Ingrid Goes West is one of those movies, like when we first started the show, I was like, okay, I want to talk about this movie at some point. When we were going through this series, I was like, you know what? I think this could work for this one. And yeah, I do want to address, like you had mentioned with My Best Friend's Wedding, we are not mental health specialists, or we love movies. We're talking about these movies today. I will say Ingrid Goes West definitely has some mental illness elements, actually. We kind of jokingly say that about the Julia Roberts character, but like Ingrid's character in the very first scene, it establishes that this person does suffer from mental illness. And I will say this was one of my favorite movies of 2017, and I watched it a bunch of times back then, but I haven't seen it since then. And I will say, like, a criticism is how they depicted mental illness. I think it's a little bit broad strokes. I think it could have been a little bit more nuanced. But I do think it ultimately works because it is framed in this like dark comedy, satirical commentary on social media. That's like another reason why I wanted to pick it is, yes, her obsession is this more about a friendship, somebody that she really wants to be best friends with, but I also think it's like a bigger conversation of the obsession of social media, like as a society type of thing. So that's why I wanted to use it.
Who is the face that you're putting out to the world? And like that's only just grown since 2017. I don't know about you, but I was watching it and I was like, oh yeah, this is like pretty recent. And I'm like, no, this was 8 years ago. Like, and it still feels quite fresh and quite prescient. So yeah, scary stuff.
Yes.
My best friend's wedding, late 90s. Julia Roberts' character. So, okay, I need to preface all this with like, how did I first come to the movie? I remember buying this CD for my mother for Mother's Day in 1997. So this CD was major in our house. And not only that, like we always had Burt Bacharach playing in the house. So this, like when we did Dirty Dancing, I'm like, this is the soundtrack to my life. This is probably another one. This is the soundtrack to my life. So
that tracks.
And track 12, I Say a Little Prayer for You with the cast version of it. I'm pretty sure it's track 12. So this is one that's always been around, and like so many movies, did not understand it at all when I was watching it as a child, and now you watch as an adult and go, is Julia Roberts the bad guy?
Yes.
like as a kid, you're like, why is she not like winning? Like, why is she not getting the man? But Julia Roberts' character as this best friend, platonic male best friend, who she used to be with, Michael Dermot Mulroney, very handsome. There is good eye candy. They have been friends and sort of on one night made this wild pledge. If we're not married by the time we're 28, we marry each other.
He says swear. When we're 28, if we've never married, we marry each other.
Gets a phone call on the most 90s looking mobile phone I've seen in a hot minute. It is great. I don't know how you have a handbag that would carry that nowadays. He has found someone to marry. The wedding's in 4 days. She decides, no. I think the line is like, he was in love with me for 9 years.
He was in love with me every day for 9 years.
So we get this ugly turn straight off the bat where she's pretty much going to convince him to call it off. Not so much at this point that she's in love with him, but just, no, this is ridiculous. We were going to get married. We meet Cameron Diaz, who's the fiancée Kimmy, with this whole big family event, and basically the whole movie's just different plot points of Jules, different machinations to try and call this off, but at the end of the day, she's not successful, even though I can't wait to get to the gazebo scene, Melissa. I cannot wait. And then the bathroom stall scene, oh my God. Doesn't succeed, but manages to say goodbye and ends up dancing with who is my favorite, and you'll hear it multiple times throughout the episode. This is the best friend character in any rom-com ever. Like, George is the queen of best friends. Like, amazing.
Ingrid Goes West stars Aubrey Plaza as Ingrid. She's going through a rough time. Her mom just passed away, and she's lonely. She doesn't know how to connect with people, and she definitely has an obsession with being online and having these parasocial relationships with people. And she sees, like, I think it's this article about Elizabeth Olsen's character Taylor, that she's like the new it girl to have a crush on, or it's something like that. Yeah. And she just becomes absolutely obsessed with her, to the point where she is going to move to California because she has a bunch of money from her mom passing, and she uproots her life and is like, hey, I'm just going to start over fresh, because I guess let me rewind a minute. So the opening scene.
So good. Hooked me straight away.
She crashes this wedding. And we never really know what their relationship is. So like, I feel like you can interpret it a few different ways, but she shows up at this person's wedding and she pepper sprays this woman in her eyes because she's so upset she didn't get invited. I've interpreted that this was like maybe like a childhood friend that they've like lost touch, but like she still considered her maybe a friend. I don't know. Or it's just truly a stranger that she's just become obsessed with. I don't fully know because they don't really like tell us. But that's like the incident at the beginning of the film starts everything off. But then she moves to California. She's trying to become friends with Taylor, and just all the lengths of an obsession with this person that she like does is interesting to say the least.
One of the other bigger similarities, and we're saying obsession a lot, I think possession, feeling ownership and feeling like being the only one that you want this person to be paying attention to feels a lot of it. So Jules feels possession of Michael. As I sort of said, he loved me for 9 years. He was with me. He should have been with me. A little bit like maybe you don't know what you've got till it's gone, because once... But I think she even says to George, at the beginning, it was about winning. Now it's about being in love, which I still don't know. I don't know if she really loves Michael in a in love way. I'm not too sure. Yeah, it's vague.
I am not a psychologist, but I will say I do view Jules' character as a narcissist. So like I kind of agree with you. Like I don't know if like it is a true deep love. I think she definitely, like, this movie gives me main character energy. Like like she has to be the center of attention at all times, I feel, throughout this entire movie. And I agree, like I think it's more of like this ownership, you know, he was in love with me for the 9 years and like we've been friends for a long time type of thing. So yeah, I agree. Like I'm not fully convinced that it's like this deep love, but maybe it's just, I don't want to jump to the end, but like it's like, who is chasing you? Like nobody.
Who's chasing you? Nobody. Get it?
There's your answer, Kimmy.
No! Yes! Jules, you are not the one.
No, for God's sake.
Like,
that line, Melissa, like the last couple of times I've watched it, like as an adult, like that line burns. It is so good. So he's chasing Kimmy. You're chasing him. But who's chasing you? No one. That's your answer. Like, oh, George is so good.
Who's chasing you? Nobody. Get it?
There's your answer, Kimmy.
No! Yes! Jules, you are not the one.
No, for God's sake.
I feel like that's the thesis. Like, you are not the one for him. I think that's why I really like this movie, because it does subvert rom-com genres like 100%. And I feel like we do have this narrative in a lot of our romantic movies. We have to be really persistent. I don't care if they say no, like I have to keep going because like...
The Notebook?
Yes. Yes, that's a good example. But yeah, I feel like that's been a lot of the narrative when it comes to like love in our media. And so I kind of love that this one's like, no. He said no. You gotta accept that answer and move on, girl.
I thought that the exact same as well. And then I sort of threw into the mix that they were together. So it's not even like she's ever been, you know, I hate this term, but like friend zoned. Like they have had a relationship. There is an attraction there. So it's not like she's putting it on, like there was something there before. So I think that makes it even more complicated when you throw that into the mix.
It's not like they've just exclusively been friends. There's definitely, I feel like, some flirtation stuff, and there was a sexual connection at some point. So
they've got chemistry. They've got chemistry for sure. And you see that like when they're like ripping off old stories and having a good time and stuff. Now when I was watching this time from like the mania point of view, I'm definitely taking more into account like the things Jill's doing, like the seeds she's sort of sowing and the more blatant things. Like when she goes to the baseball game and like speaks with the other men there. I find that really interesting. You don't dance. I've got moves you've never seen. And Julia Roberts leans into her southern accent when she's doing that. Did you pick up on that at all? Every now and again, when she's playing, the southern accent comes out like ever slightly. What did you do with my best friend? I'm still your best friend. You just haven't seen me in a while. Like really putting it on.
Very similarly, like there is like this possession over Taylor, because once they do become friends, and again, there's a lot of manipulation to get there, you know, and a lot of lies, but once she's actually like in her circle and they're like now friends, when Harley and Nikki show up, that's definitely when that element comes out of like, Taylor's my best friend, like who are these people? And also just because she's kind of cultivated this circle, I think when others are trying to like permeate that circle, she's like, excuse me, like you're gonna mess up my whole web that I've like, you know. But I will say that the Nicky character I find really interesting. He comes off in this way that he like cares about his sister, but I don't think he really does, because I think it's established that he's like a drug addict and like he's also manipulative. Kind of all these people are manipulative in different ways of like, again, how they want to present to the world. And like him specifically, when like him and Ingrid like go head to head, I don't feel like it's coming from a place of like protectiveness and love of his sister. When he like notices that Ingrid's password is like his sister's birthday, and then he like finds her phone and like, you know, all the things that he's seeing in there, like all the pictures of her, and like really kind of seeing how obsessed she is. Again, I just don't find him coming from a place of like actually protecting his sister. He's like, what can I get out of this situation? How can I like how can I manipulate it to get more money, you know, to go travel, to go do more drugs type of thing. So anyways, I thought that dynamic was interesting. I kind of want to start with what, like you had mentioned that Cameron Diaz's character also kind of showed signs of mania. And I guess just to start off, the elevator scene, like that was insane behavior. So Jules and Kimmy are in this elevator and she like presses the like emergency button or whatever to like stop the elevator, and like has this like confrontation with her that basically she's just like, all right, like I've accepted that you're gonna be a woman in my life. I don't want to compete with you, type of thing. Like you've won. Like I just like, and it, like the way that it's like filmed, like honestly, it made me so anxious because like I don't like closed like spaces, and it's just like this is a horror movie right now.
Yeah, they frame it such. Like you see Julie Roberts like panicking, and Cameron Diaz is almost like, you hear the psycho music, like like coming at her with these words.
Both of these women are exhibiting some mania tendencies towards Michael.
Oh, for sure. And like when she's driving, like erratically.
Oh yeah.
And like the way she says "be my maid of honor" so desperately.
Be my maid of honor? What?
Like that's weird. The elevator scene. Look, it's the bride and the woman she'll never live up to.
My God, it's the bride and the woman she'll never live up to.
Like the Southern Sisters are so fun, and that's like they're really say a lot of that. Like everyone's aware of the relationship with Jules and Michael and Kimmy, like, and the fact that they've known each other for such a little amount of time and saying yes, and the fact that she's giving up school and work and everything. It's just it's an interesting dynamic. You would think there's like more women forwards, and she's only 20. She's only 20 and giving up. Yeah. Not that she doesn't look young. She looks young. But to go through all this and choose to give up your whole life path at 20, that's insane.
With that, it was very much established that Jules is a food critic. She's somebody who has a lot of
strong,
opinions.
Independent woman. Yes.
And then Kimmy's very much like a little bit more naive, young, maybe easier to manipulate type of thing. So yeah, I definitely picked up that on this watch a bit more.
Yeah, that she's like all in on the fairy tale sort of feeling. But I think she definitely has those like little signs as well, and an obsessive. There's just like little mannerisms throughout the way, and you're like, oh, that's interesting. Jules has some great quotes that really exhibit the mania. I'm a busy girl. I have exactly 4 days to break up a wedding, steal the bride's fella, and I haven't a clue how to do it. He drove me 9 goddamn years. I can't lose him, George. I was like, oh, that's not healthy. Everyone's a little intense. 4 days to being my new best friend. That's the line Kimmy says. You got to force yourself to get personal. It's like, whoa. The first big scene of mania I think we should probably talk about is the karaoke scene. I think that definitely stands out. And I used to hate this scene as a child because I just don't like this song for starters. And then Cameron Diaz's singing is really painful. And it's also just hard to see people embarrass themselves in a sense. But I've grown up and come to be like, that's pretty brave what she's doing, actually, and sort of is showing the lengths that she wants to fit in and be part of it. And there's a quote from Amy from Gone Girl. It's like, being the cool girl like doing what it takes to fit in. I see that in Cameron Diaz, where she just so badly wants to fit in and mimic what Jules is doing in this sense. But basically, we know that Kimmy can't sing. Julia Roberts' character is confided in her, and she does the most high school petty thing, takes him to a karaoke bar and goes, she doesn't want to sing, she doesn't want to sing. Now introducing the vocal stylings of Kimmy. And you're just like, oh, it's rough. And again, like as a kid, you like the Julia Roberts character. Like in the first couple of viewings, you don't know she's the bad guy. So you're like, yeah, go. And now when I'm watching it, I'm like, that is a horrible thing to do to someone.
It's very mean girl behavior. Absolutely. I will say, like, personally, like, karaoke terrifies me. So, like, I really, like, identify with the Cameron Diaz character here. But no, I think this scene is really important in a few different ways. Like, one, yes, it shows, like, the behavior that Julia Roberts' character is doing to, like, just make Kimmy look bad. That was her intention. But then I feel like it backfires because even though, yes, Cameron Diaz, her singing is atrocious and you can tell like how uncomfortable she is like singing, but like as the song goes, she definitely is like gaining more confidence. The crowd just sees how like charming she is. And I think if this scene didn't work, I don't feel like the rest of the movie would work in a lot of ways, because I feel like we have to be convinced that we also are charmed by like Cameron Diaz's character, which I feel like every time I watch it, I feel like I am more and more. It actually very much gives me Joey, Caitlin, and Sydney energy from Degrassi. Where the more and more I watch it, like I am more on like Team Kimmy, like because at the end of the day, it's like this is who he's chosen. We see how charming she is and how sweet, and like I really do love how like obviously Cameron Diaz is acting in the scene, but like I feel like her cheeks get like super rosy, and like I don't know, there's something about it that's really like endearing.
Endearing, so the word for it. Like when she does this little dance like this, like, and she starts up so buttoned up, and then leans into it and smiles, and and even Julie Roberts' character like leans back and starts clapping in time. Like, well, that didn't work. And it's just so fascinating. The mania side of My Best Friend's Wedding, I would say, compared to Ingrid Goes West, Jules is sort of trying to seize some moments, as you sort of said, to make Kimmy look bad. I think the only outright calculated moment is when she writes the email, which, oh my God, we'll get to that. Whereas Ingrid is so planned and like has this whole almost facade to everyone else, and then goes back to her, I was going to say Batcave, because we haven't even talked about O'Shea Jackson Jr., who is amazing in this movie.
Yes.
He is so good. His love for Batman, oh, that's an endearing character as well. Yeah, but she, like, goes back to her little hidey hole and, like, so she said spider, that's all I can think. Like, very Black Widow behavior.
Very much so. Yeah, no, I completely agree. Just to talk about it, O'Shea Jackson Jr., just, like, amazing. Like, I just remember the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, I love this man. Like, he's amazing. Yeah. Ingrid's mania tendencies and scenes are very much come from a place of very much delusion, but also manipulation and planning into everything that she's doing. Like, for example, Dan is technically Ingrid's landlord. Like, she's renting a room from him. It's pretty clear right off the bat that like he has a crush on her a bit. So I think she definitely plays into that. Like, how can I manipulate this guy? What can I get from him? One of the very first things is Taylor is going to Joshua Tree, and they need a truck. And she knows that Dan has a truck, and it's like, okay, well, I think I can, like, she's already thinking like a few steps ahead at all times. I could just like flirt with him, and I'll know I'll be able to get that truck from him as a favor. Everything that Ingrid is doing is a little bit more, yes, I think Black Widow is a really good like characterization and analogy to maybe describe the Ingrid character, versus I feel like Jules' character is definitely more, like, how can I make Kimmy look bad? But then she just keeps failing, and it's just, and then she kind of is like, okay.
That truck scene, I think, is,
all my life.
good. Like, if you haven't been driving with like your bestie in the middle of the night and a song comes on and it just jams, me and Jazz like will bust out Celine Dion, It's All Coming Back to Me. Like, that is the one. And it's always going to be like these big ballads, but how good does it feel when like you're vibing with someone? It's like, close to me, you're like my... And like you pick up the next line then and you sort of like lock eyes and get into it. But All My Life is such a good scene.
And then like, but the way that like it's filmed and we cut to Ingrid and she's just like,
really intense goes on. Yeah.
Yes, it's like, oh no.
And I think that's what you said, like the dark comedy is really good throughout it. Because it starts off so like cutesy and best friendy and everything, and then it takes that twist, and it always takes that twist. Yes. The other part I was thinking is when they break down and so they're fixing the car and they take the photos, and we haven't talked about it so much, but the Taylor character from Elizabeth Olsen.
So good.
Oh, I hate her, how accurate this is. Like, do you remember this 2017 era when I call it like the Coachella era? Like, it was all this ho-ho, feathers, cowboy boots, big floppy hats, all that.
Yeah.
I'm way too uptight to be into all that, so it was never my jam. But she taps into all that. Oh, she is White Woman's Instagram by Bo Burnham.
Yes.
Verbatim.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
It's so good. That opening scene. Anytime Elizabeth Olsen's reading the hashtags, hashtag bless, hashtag praying, praying emoji. Like when she says the emojis aloud, oh, I cackle.
Ingrid Goes West does not work without Elizabeth Olsen's character. Like, I think Aubrey Plaza is like amazing as Ingrid, but like, I feel like Elizabeth Olsen's character as well, like just the pairing and the chemistry and like just the scenes that they have together, I feel like really works. I feel like she just has the perfect vocal fry of like a California boho girl, like just perfectly. Like it's not to the point where it's like ever annoying, but it's just so like painfully accurate. It's like scary.
I thought the same. Like Elizabeth Olsen's Taylor is so naturally authentic, like nothing feels put on, which is the worst. She's playing a fake person, like at the same time, so it's you're playing someone who thinks that this is their actual real. Oh, the layers, the onions layers. And that you see sort of through Aubrey Plaza's eyes and through Instagram's eyes of everything that Taylor's putting out there and her charmed life, and this is actually what it is. But the scene where they break down and they're getting the photos, that's where I see the turn for Taylor, because the guy taking the photos, she's like, no, actually, can you take this again and get us close? And she sort of tells Aubrey Plaza, like, okay, stand this way, I'll make you look good. Like that phoniness and that put upon, and like she's architecting. Like, what's the word for that? You know what I mean? She's designing the reality.
Yes, like it's very much like I have a brand that I need to keep up that I've established online, and even though because I think that like the tag was just something about like, oh, just like it's naturally happened. I can't remember exactly what the Instagram like caption was, but it was very something like, yeah, we just stumbled upon this place, you know, and then like just knowing that we're seeing like, no, they took it like a few different times. Like it was very much posed and like not natural at all.
Oh,
yes,
Melissa,
I agree.
It frustrates me as someone who's not into all that. It frustrates me so badly. And then the cherry on top is that Aubrey Plaza's character prints it out and frames it. That is so good. That is so good.
Yes.
Because it tells you everything about the movie there. It's that this is her reality, this is her version of taking family photos and putting it on the mantle, is this Instagram post, and that it's not real to her until it's online.
Absolutely. And I feel like, again, that's why I love this movie in regards to just like the social commentary on social media, because there's this notion of like, oh, if you didn't take a picture, it didn't happen type of mentality. And it's gross and like it's weird because this movie, like you were saying, like feels so 2017, like it's like insane, but it does feel so still very current and like in our culture currently still. So yeah.
It's like, you have to forgive me or I'll just die.
Carol,
Like,
die.
Jesus Christ, girl, calm down. Kimmy character, like Mania.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
but I love George. George, this is my whole life's happiness. I have to be ruthless.
Okay, girl, go off. Say a little before you.
This is not a Mania-based scene, but I do not know how you talk about my best friend's wedding and not talk about the scene in the movie that is the moment. He is a legend. He is an icon. He is the moment. George. First of all, telling this story about how he's visiting basically like a drag queen who's got psychosis of being Dionne Warwick in a mental institution. The way he so casually tells this story to the whole table is phenomenal.
How'd you meet?
Dionne looks,
Okay.
She was wearing pink. You don't wear pink. Michael, sometimes she wears pink. I do. Anyway. Dionne looks to me and says, "The moment I wake up." And I love, Melissa, I love musical moments in movies that aren't musicals. So we talked about Romeo and Michelle when they bust out that whole dance. This is like another scene that's so similar to that, when a whole restaurant gets together and just starts singing I Say a Little Prayer for You. And the way that it's filmed as well, you talk about like horror movie moments, the spins around the restaurant of everyone singing and Jules just going, and Michael going, what is going on right now?
For real.
Because George has shown up to support Jules and they're going along with this charade that Jules and George are going to get married, even though he pretends to be gay for fun.
Sure. That's such a funny, because like Michael's like, I thought like he can't quite get the words out. I was like I thought you were gay, and he's like,
Yeah.
and then she like says that like, and then like is maniacally laughing about it too. She's like, yeah, he pretends to be gay. It's like,
George likes to pretend that he's gay.
what?
Oh, I wish Rupert Everett was in more stuff, because like when I was a kid and I saw this, like you can't tell me that he wasn't like such a big movie star. Like that is such a good performance the whole way through. Like I love this character.
Yeah, I've only seen him in like 2 movies, but he was great in both. So,
Yeah.
Cemetery Man, which is like,
I knew that was going to be one of them. I knew it.
It's like it's so unhinged, but I do love it.
And then of course Prince Charming, because he's got the voice for it. The voice is amazing. The voice gives me very Addison DeWitt in a way, like that very override in the way that being a critic as well and being probably a very intellectual person, the way he words and phrases things is very cutting to the main character. So I do see a little bit the Addison Eve relationship in a sense, a sprinkle.
Yeah, I could see that. And funny enough, I feel like Ingrid Goes West is very like all about Eve in a lot of ways. Like like the general story. But anyways, this was an earlier scene that I wanted to bring up. She just moved to LA or California. She goes to that that cafe where she gets like that avocado toast. And oh my god, I love when that waiter comes up and he's like, "What's your biggest emotional wound?"
What's your biggest emotional wound?
What?
It's our question of the day.
Every time I forget about it, and when it happens, I always like die laughing because it's just like that is such.
This is my first time watching it sitting there, and I'm like, my head snapped up, like, what? This was taking notice. I was like, what?
But she goes to this restaurant in hopes to like stumble into Taylor's character. So this guy comes up and is like, "What's your biggest emotional wound?" And then she's just like, "Have you seen this person before?" And he's like, "Yeah, like she was here an hour ago." And you're just like, you're just watching this and it's like, oh, it's so cringe. I feel like Ingrid is so good at lying and like just she can like make the lie bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's I feel like what happens in this movie. But she's like, "Oh, I must have got the time wrong. You know, we're supposed to meet for lunch." And then she's like, "Do you know what she ordered?" And it's just like, oh boy. Again, I think just there's this obsession of wanting to be Taylor versus like again, Julia Roberts' character, you know, she wants to be with Michael, but like Aubrey Plaza's character is Ingrid, like she wants to be Taylor. She says she wants to be friends, but I don't know. I think she just actually wants to be this person. Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Sure, I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay. No.
So, My Best Friend's Wedding. Rom-com.
Yes.
We are not really rooting for the Jules character. You're sort of going along with it, but at any point are you like, I hope she steals the man, or I hope she gets it? Compared to the tone of Ingrid Goes West, and we know what we're getting into from the jump, you sort of are cheering for Ingrid in a sense, because we're seeing it so much from her point of view. Do you get what I'm saying? Like the unreliable narrative of Ingrid versus the sort of Hollywood rom-com subversion tropes of that. Where do you sort of sit, and do you sit comfortably with it? Because I know when I'm watching Ingrid Goes West, it's not sitting comfortable with me how much I'm cheering for her, but at the same time it does. And they make these little emotional beats throughout, as you sort of said, like the mum passing and being like no friends. Like it does make you feel sorry for her. I think it handles it quite deftly. What's your take on it?
So My Best Friend's Wedding, I think for the most part, I agree. Like, I don't know if I'm really rooting for Julia Roberts at any point. Maybe like a little bit. I don't know. It's because like, again, she's just so charming, and it's like, okay, well, it's been her best friend for a long time. So it's like, there is like, I feel like it's that like reptile part of my brain where I'm like, okay, I wouldn't mind them being together, but I know like really, yes, like I think she definitely is more of this anti-hero. I feel like both of them are a little bit like anti-heroines in a way, but yeah, I'm definitely not necessarily super rooting for Jules versus, yeah, like Ingrid, it's like, because it is so from her POV the entire movie versus My Best Friend's Wedding is a little bit more like, we're just kind of seeing this a little bit more objective, but I mean, obviously Jules is the main character. I feel like Ingrid, it's like, you know that like what she's doing isn't right. You know, we never want to like lie to people, especially the people that we're close to. But like, there is this element of like, I don't know. I do relate to her in a way of like just being misunderstood and like wanting to connect with people. I think like just at like a more universal feeling, we can like understand that, have that empathy. But like, yeah, it's like I'm rooting for her to be like, girl, just be yourself, and like, how about you invest your time into OJ Jackson Jr.'s character, because like you can tell he actually really like cares for her and like can kind of see that like she's a little off kilter and quirky, and like he doesn't mind it, like he finds it attractive and like likes that real Ingrid, versus she's spending and investing all her time in these people who ultimately really don't care about her. It's very surface level. So yeah, like, yeah, I feel I do root for Ingrid probably throughout and more than the Julia Roberts character.
I'm rooting for Ingrid. I guess from a I'm watching a movie, I'm being told a story point of view, sort of like, I guess, Joker a little bit, where I'm like, this so isn't right, but because it's not right, and I know that from the get-go, I'm sort of like, go off, girl! Get your crazy on, like, you go be that person. Like, it's a bit of an escape to sort of indulge in those sort of tendencies. So yeah, when like Nikki comes in, I'm like, get out of here! Like,
you're ruining her scheme. Yes.
So I find, just that tonally and that dark and letting you in and letting you be that. But as you're sort of saying, the relatability, can we please talk when she wants to comment on Taylor's avocado toast, and she goes, ha ha ha, should we be besties? And then backtracks, and then, babe, did we have that exact conversation at the start of our friendship? I'm watching it and I'm going to vomit, because I'm like, oh my god, this is me and Melissa, like, to a T, like, ha ha ha. What's the right amount of ha-has and lols and smiley faces? Oh my god. Melissa, it hurt my stomach. Even now, my stomach is doing this. Like, I'm getting abs from this conversation. Like...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did. I don't know what that means. But it's so relatable, that like that whole thing. Yeah, yes.
It handles the tightrope of cringe and like sort of the different viewpoints really well. I thought, yeah, just realistic enough, just funny enough, just dark enough. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. The last scene I want to talk about, my best friend's wedding. Kind of a big one. The plot point has happened where Jules has unhingedly gone to borrow Kimmy's dad's computer, written an email on the most 90s You've Got Mail looking computer. From Walter's perspective to Michael's bosses, basically trying to manipulate the situation and make Kimmy and Walter look bad, that they're trying to get Michael fired and bring him over, because that's been part of the issue, is that Michael's not felt good enough for this family, blah, blah, blah. She saves it as a draft. It gets sent. Shit hits the fan. Dermot Mulroney calls off the wedding to Kimmy because of this lie. She's obviously denying it because I'm sure she's going, what is going on? Jules goes to the parents' house. They stand under a gazebo, and she takes George's advice, tells him how she feels. Now, Melissa, I've got some references I need you to put in. This scene, very Meredith Grey. Pick me, choose me, love me. Very that energy. And it was that. And so she goes in and kisses him. Cameron Diaz's character sees, runs off. She's running, Michael's running, Jules is running after him. What the world needs now is Love Starts Playing, which I think is just the most unhinged, best choice for a chase scene. Like, you would never ever pick that before. As you sort of mentioned, George is on the phone going like, there's your answer. He's picked her. Cut to whore. And this is a scene, like, again, I didn't really understand as watching it at the beginning, and now I'm like, this is one of the best scenes in the movie. Julia Roberts and Cameron Diaz have this showdown in the women's bathroom.
You came here pretending to be my friend.
And we talk at multiple points through the show about how important, like, bathroom scenes are. Gives me very All About Eve, gives me very The Women, gives me all these different ones of when you're sort of like, this is girls' territory. Like, this is like a football field for women, I feel like, is the girls' bathroom, where like you can have a showdown of this matter. Kimmy's locked herself in a stall. Julia Roberts is there, like, go away, you bitch.
Because really, like, leading up to that, like, Kimmy's come off a little bit more soft and like timid, so like when she like is like, when she like says that, like, you know, go away, it's just like, it really stings, and it's really effective.
And she comes out guns blazing. It's like, you've been trying to steal him from me, and Jules is firing back. She's like, not backing down. It's like, you just wanted me to, I made you my bridesmaid. Who asked you to do that? You did it. You knew me for what, 4 days? Michael trusted you, so I trusted you. You never trusted me. You wanted to keep me close, and I was right. You kissed him at my parents' house on my wedding day.
On my wedding day!
Bitch, tramp.
Shut up!
And all the other women just go, yes, oh, slut, tramp, like, cat fight, it's going down. I'm not about to lose him to some big-head food critic.
Big-haired food critic.
I tried to steal him. I was wrong. He wants you. And it's quite sweet, the turnaround of like, can I take you to go so you can go marry the man of our dreams?
Yeah.
So you can walk down that aisle and marry the man of our dreams.
Yeah, and this is sort of following up from the scene that they just had a little bit earlier as well, where Cameron Diaz is like, what have I done? And it's like, okay, I'm better with food. Say you go to a French restaurant and you order creme brulee. Michael doesn't want creme brulee. He wants Jell-O. I can be Jell-O. You're never gonna be Jell-O. Creme brulee can never be Jell-O. I can be. You're never gonna be Jell-O.
Never.
You could never be Jell-O.
Have to be Jell-O.
You're never gonna be Jell-O.
They've had this sort of back and forth between the two of them in this showdown, and it is quite nicely resolved, the way that the Jules character comes around. And like, I don't know if I could be so chill, but I guess we're in a romantic comedy and things have to wrap up in a few hours so that the wedding can happen. So I don't know if that would actually happen in real life. Similar to the Michael character, Jules she's having these moments since the email sent, and she has this meltdown in the hallway. It's like, I'm the bad guy.
I'm the bad guy.
And very Billie Eilish. Like, I said, I'm like, duh.
I'm the bad guy.
Duh.
Very duh.
She tells Michael all the awful things that she's done. And he turns around, and this is when, like, I was like, props to you, Kelly. You picked the right movie. Because he goes, thank you for loving me that much. That, like, all the mania love style has come out, that he can see why she's done these things, is that she loves him, whether that's a romantic love or whether that's just a different friendship love or platonic love or obsessive love. Like, she obviously very much cares for him, and he can see that. Now, in real life, don't know if that would happen, but very refreshing for the movie.
Yes, no, I agree. And I guess another scene that I want to briefly bring up too that we didn't talk about is when Michael and Jules are by themselves on the river. So that scene, like, again, how it changes. Like, I feel like the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, it's so romantic, you know, like, go off, girl. Like, I was like, ooh, is she gonna, like, get him back? But I actually, like, now viewing it, I feel like that scene is important because, like, I feel like when they're, like, staring at each other, that's their moment of, like, saying, I love you. Like, maybe there was a time that we could have been together, but that time has passed. Like, I feel like it's like this understanding that's all just, like, kind of said in the eyes in that moment. Like, that whole scene is very, like, tragic to me and just, like, kind of painful. But then, like, fast forward to the scene you were just referencing about, like, kind of her, like, word vomit of, oh, hey, here's everything I've been doing, by the way. But I really commend that character for, like, owning up, like, everything she has done and, like, being like, hey, like, I did all this. Because I think at the end of the day, they are friends, best friends. And, like, I think that is something you typically do in a friendship is, like, you know, you lay it all out there. And so I appreciate that scene. Babe,
that was where my best friend's wedding turned ugly. How does Ingrid Turner's West turn from good mania to bad mania?
So we kind of briefly talked about it at the beginning, like when Nikki finds Ingrid's phone and is kind of like holding that over her head. Ingrid decides to kidnap Nikki to kind of scare him. And, like, again, just the escalation point of, like, where she's just, her decision making is kind of out the window at this point. But Dan goes along with it. Both, like, dress up like, you know, they're gonna rob a bank or whatever. Like, they have, like, masks, and they kidnap him and, like, leave him in the desert. He clearly knows that it's Ingrid and Dan. Like, it's very obvious. They, like, punch him and, like, he's unconscious type of thing. And they just leave him in the desert, which is, like, very problematic, you know? He beats up Dan to the point where, like, he has to go to the hospital. Yeah. And I think he has, like, a neck brace and some other injuries going on. And so, again, she doesn't care who she hurts along the way to get to her goal of being, like, I think that's the part that's maybe more unclear with the Ingrid Goes West movie versus My Best Friend's Wedding. Like, the goal is pretty clear in My Best Friend's Wedding. She wants to break up the wedding and be with Michael. Ingrid Goes West, it's a little, like, what really is the goal? Like, is it to be, like, Taylor's friend? Because I feel like at one point she does get that, but it's not enough for her. She needs more. She needs it to just be the two of them. And yeah, she doesn't care the lengths that she needs to take to, like, make that happen. And basically from that incident, she's like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. And she calls her quite a few times.
Oh, this whole montage hurts so badly.
Yeah, again, it's that dark comedy where it's like there is something funny about it at times, the messages she's sending and, like, kind of the ups and downs, but, like, yeah, it's just getting to the point where it's just too much and she won't stop calling. Okay, she buys the house, like, next door to Taylor, and yeah, she's just, like, camping out. And again, the obsessiveness of this love and mania is like all consuming. Like, she's not paying her bills, she's not taking care of herself. Like, there's a scene of her going to like the drugstore and she's buying toilet paper and beer, and she ends up just like taking the beer because she's like, I don't care about toilet paper, I'd rather just drink and my like drink my sorrows away type of thing. Which that scene's very funny because she's like, come on man, it's Halloween.
Come on, it's Halloween.
And they're very new.
Like, because she doesn't have enough money to like pay for it. Anyways, but yeah, it leads up to this big scene at the end of the film where Taylor's having this Halloween party. You know, she's of course spying and looking through the window, but she decides to dress up like a ghost to disguise herself, really to go charge her phone because her power has turned off. And it slips off her costume, and it's revealed that Ingrid's there and has like crashed the party. And they have this confrontation, and I will say something about Taylor's character that I commend is like, even though it's been established that yeah, she's putting out this persona to the world, that she's also fake as well, she, I think, realizes at this point like this person is not okay, and because she's like, can we just talk about this for 5 minutes? And she's like, sure. And I do appreciate that she does that, because I feel like that does show that she's like willing to just at least have that humanity, see what she has to say, even though I don't know if it's gonna be good.
At that point in time, she's safe. That's her house. She's got her people around her, like that sort of thing. So I think she can hear her out and hope that it will go away then, like, because that's the most place of power she's going to be able to come from.
I will say this like big Halloween party scene very much mirrors the beginning of the movie, where she like shows up at the wedding and pepper sprays the bride. Like, it's kind of showing another low point that Ingrid's having, because the conversation does not go well, things escalate. She leaves the party, and we cut to she's at her house, and she is going to try to end her life, but she does it in the very Ingrid way of doing a live Instagram story of, you know, I'm tired of being me, let me at least show my real self just once. So she goes live, and she's kind of having this whole confession. Cut to she wakes up in a hospital, and a lot of fans online from the situation, which, okay, so this ending was very controversial, like at the time, or like I would say mixed bagged for people. When I first watched it, I interpreted it as like, this is her moment of being like, oh, I can just be myself and people will love me type of thing, because we get like that real smile from her at the end of the film. But I will say, like, on this watch, I do find it a little bit more darker and sinister of like, I think this is just another low point. I think this is just another way to manipulate and like basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, she can use herself, get this attention, get people behind her in this like very
that's the way I interpreted it.
Negative
it's like
way.
Now she's Taylor, where people are adoring her, and the shoe's on the other foot, where she's the one that's receiving this outpour of love, instead of being the person on the other side of the phone who's reaching out and like it's other people enjoying her. I don't think it's anything to do with like feeling herself or feeling comfortable. I think it's just like another way of getting attention and receiving that fake feelings of love from people, like just to be noticed, have the attention.
Again, in the past I didn't quite interpret it that way, but like now, like that's definitely more so how I interpret the ending, that it's like, this is very dark, but okay, but it's also very like realistic too, I feel.
Oh yeah.
Where people would much rather have that persona, or you know, the likes, the follows, the hearts, whatever, insert social media thing here, than have those true connections with people and like ultimately yourself. Because I think kind of poses the question is like, if everything's so public, like what ends up like being the self? Like, I feel like that's kind of the question that I'm left with that movie. It's like
yeah,
I put this
now she's the influencer. Now she has the fans.
and I put this in my Letterboxd review, but I'm just like, just thinking about Ingrid in like the TikTok era, terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. The dangers of social media.
When I was watching it and they had the ending the life scene, I really was like, are they going to end it there? Because I think that would have been the ballsiest move to end it at that. But I think you are watching a movie and it's still really dark to see like that's the outcome now, and that sort of any attention is good, like even if it's negative attention for negative things. So and I think we do live in that lifestyle as well, where people are doing these things for shock value or to be noticed, and all these people that are trying to. The amount of times I see kids nowadays that go, what do you want to be when you grow up? A YouTube star or internet famous? Really gross. And that's the way it's sort of heading now for the Ingrid character. So I thought it was a good note to leave off on. I think it was a good 360 of the story. That is going to wrap up our episode on Mania. I found that a real tricky one this time, babe. I don't know about you. Like, I really enjoyed both movies, but watching it like from that point of view, which I've never really looked. Well, Ingrid Goes West was the first time watching me, but for my best friend's wedding, like, it was a little unsettling to sort of really only be looking at it that way. How did you find both movies in the episode?
I completely agree. I was a little nervous going into this episode for that reason, just because, again, like, I feel like all the other love styles, it's a little bit more positive conversations, and this one is a little bit more difficult. I will say there's so many more. Like, I feel like this topic, it's like I have so many movies I can like think of, versus some of the other topics it's been harder. Don't know what that says about me, but like because I do like this style of movie, especially like My Best Friend's Wedding. Like, I've never like framed it in my mind quite like that. That was fun to do with that one. And I will say that is a movie that I feel like the more and more I watch it, the more I enjoy it each time. Yeah. And it really does hold up, considering, you know, it's over 20 years old or almost 20 years old, I think. Wait, math.
30, babe.
30. 30. But yeah, no, I agree. Like, it was interesting kind of like viewing the movies from this lens this time, for sure. I love both movies for different reasons.
Where can people find us?
You can find us here. Magic. And please let us know down in the comments what you think about both of these movies, or if you have a favorite Mania love movie. We'd love to hear those are. And if you liked this video, feel free to give it a like, subscribe, all that stuff. And until next time, stay magical, everyone. Goodbye.